What's up, guys? I am sitting inside of a EV Silverado and I wanted to try out the charge on it. This is a fast charger. It's saying to go to 85% charge. It'll be ready in 20 minutes. So I'm actually at a Kia store because they have free charging here and I wanted to see what it looked like pretty much plugging it in. So when it is charging, it has to be green. I did learn that today. And like I said, it's gonna take 20 minutes to go from 79% to 85%. So what are your guys' thoughts about the Silverado EV? I know how I titled this video. I know I called it an Avalanche, but you know, we have to talk about it. They should have named this thing the Chevy Avalanche. They would have sold 10% more. And if you guys decide to change the name, I want my 5% royalties because I told you to do so. But nevertheless, this thing is pretty cool. It does look like the Chevy Avalanche. They should maybe bring out an Avalanche edition, maybe? That would be kind of cool. I borrowed this electric truck from Seiner Chevrolet here in Salt Lake City. This is available for sale. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see options and features. And then, as I said earlier, we're gonna take it for a quick drive. At the very top is the description with the colors. And then here's a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause. Base price comes in at $95,800, and then this one does have the dual level charge cord for $295. Floor liners, black nameplates. Destination comes in at $2,095 with a total price of $98,635. And there's no MPGE numbers for this, probably because of the GVWR. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you see the Silverado EV? Size. This thing is big. When I see them, the first thing that comes to mind is how big they are. They are large. And as you get closer, you guys can see the headlight design that they chose. Has some animations there. Pretty cool. They do illuminate the outer part of that bow tie. And if you're charging it, it does give you like this blue LED accent light, which is kind of cool. It's a gimmick, obviously, but that's what this pickup truck is. Kind of like a gimmick. And it's a cool one. Now, down below you can see they give you the black painted bumper, fender flares, front parking sensors. They also give you one off to the side because remember, this thing's huge. Active grill shutters on that part of the grill down below. Front camera, and if you want to open the front, there is a button right here. I did think you had to push this because it looked like it was gonna open. I hit the button twice. So here it is. Let's try it one more time. Has a little bit of a delay, but this is what's really nice about these EVs. You have the front because you no longer need an engine because you just have electric motors which are connected to the axle. Right here, 2.4 kilowatts of power, which is 2,400 watts. And this is all hard plastic, by the way. Some lighting right there. Windshield washer fluid right there too. Easy to get to. And then you can drop it back down again. Now, really quickly, let's take a look at the suspension. You guys can see this does have air. Top and bottom control arms are going to be aluminum independent suspension, and then here are the huge tires. So these are the Michelin Primacy LTX tires, LT 275/50, 24-inch wheel. Now these are basically 35-inch tires because it's 34.8 inches and they normally just round it off anyway. So yeah, these are 35s. 10.8 inches wide. So these are bigger than what comes on the HD trucks, just in case you're keeping track. And by the way, it has an 8-lug, just like the HD trucks too. Huge brakes. They're not 4-piston, which I would like to see, but this does have regenerative braking, so no need for that. But again, check out the size. There it is again. Sheesh. Has the running boards, and out back you're gonna have an independent suspension. There is a step on the side, full LED tail lights. You have the camera provisions here. If you plan on towing a trailer, you have your receiver hitch. And let's go ahead and drop down this tailgate. There's also another button on the side which allows it to drop down like this. And here's something they stole from the Avalanche. You can drop all this down. I will link my other video so you guys can see how that happens. I'm not going to do it in this video because I don't have the time. But right here, all the power you could ever want. 2.4 kilowatts or 7.2, which is total power. So they give you a 30 amp plug right there. Spray in bed liner, bed lights, tie downs. And of course, this tailgate has this function too. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see anything, but they have a lot of plastic trimming out back here. You can't see the electric motors. But let's go ahead and drive this thing. I think that's probably why you're here. You want to see how this thing drives. So here's the interior, just really quickly. I actually would like this like light gray color, almost white. I could call this white, I should say. You have red, white, and blue because you can see that blue stitching there. Red stitching on that steering wheel. 3-spoke. This has the Super Cruise. More white on the dash right there. You guys see right there? You have a glass roof. And the rear. This is probably the biggest selling point. If you have maybe older parents that ride with you, this isn't too hard to get in and out of. They give you grab handles back here, and you have the flat floor surface, and look at how much room you have. These seats are heated, 2 USBs, and oop, they didn't stay up. They give you a 120 volt power plug in the rear. LED lights also placed here for more bottles, and you can drop down this window too if you like, and these seats do come down as well. Let's go ahead and go for a quick drive. One thing I just experienced, and I wish I had the camera on, if you have the one pedal drive on with this, do not put it in the highest setting. I almost went through that windshield. Like, I had the seatbelt on, don't worry, I had my seatbelt on. The seatbelt wouldn't be able to stop me because that thing is so powerful that, yeah, I learned a valuable lesson today. Keep it in normal or just don't use it at all. But one thing that's nice about this big pickup, as we've already discussed many times, is that it has 4-wheel steering. So this feels extremely nimble. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You turn in here. Oh darn, I didn't mean to come this way. This thing is huge, right? How can you turn around something so big? Don't worry, the 4-wheel steering to the rescue. Look at that, easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Ain't that something? And even though this thing has big wheels and tires, in the city, I actually forgot it had those big old wheels on here. But what you really like about this thing is the power. Jeez. This thing is crazy fast. And you guys saw on the window sticker, this is the max range. So, I mean, right now, it's not even at a full charge. I'm at 372 miles, so I can go pretty quick. I can probably make it to Vegas from here. Well, not quite actually. But yes, the regenerative braking and the one pedal drive is super strong. Mark my words, I'm telling you, you're gonna thank me when you drive it for the first time. And they do have 3 different drive modes. It says normal, off-road, to a haul. Now we're gonna use this guy here today. We're gonna turn that on. We're gonna see just how crazy fast this thing is. Wow, it just wants to go. That's the beautiful thing about EVs is they just have 100% torque. I feel bad for traction control with this thing. I mean, this thing is so heavy. They had to upgrade the traction control with this thing, right? So when you put it in this ludicrous drive mode, I don't know what Chevy calls theirs, and I apologize, Chevy, for not knowing what you call it, but that's what Tesla calls theirs, and that's what I'm gonna call yours. Ludicrous. You can hear it a little bit, right? Wow. This is incredible. This is incredible. I should get out my draggy, right? But you know what? Here's what we'll do. I'll do a drive video comparing this to the Ford Lightning. Oh my gosh. Somebody's making a illegal U-turn. Almost crashed into him. Here we go, we're on the highway now. This is gonna hurt a little bit. You can tell this thing's quick. Like, it identifies as skinny and lightweight. That's what this identifies as, because clearly it's super fast on its feet. I'm going 30, let's get down to 30. 60. 80. Yeah. Now I'm almost at 90 miles an hour. This can't even keep up with it. It's so fast that it almost feels like you're driving a sports car. And the torque steer, like you can feel that power in the steering wheel. Hopefully the lane keep assist, wherever that is. Hopefully that keeps this thing in the lanes for you, because man, let's go ahead and turn that off real quickly. We're good. I mean, even that's good. I mean, like without that mode, it's plenty power. And the one pedal drive is not too bad at these higher speeds. But in the city, if you do a lot of city driving, the normal mode is sufficient. But maybe having the max, what do they call it? Let me see here. Let's go there real quickly. One pedal drive. Where's it at? I see it right here. Here it is. So they have normal and high. So they go off of those two settings. Or you can turn it off completely. If you have it in high, if you do a lot of highway driving, that's what it's for. But for the city, not so much for high. Let's go ahead and check out the numbers on the door. This thing is not lightweight. So the axle out front is 5,300 pounds. The rear is 5,750. That is wow. And gross vehicle weight rating is 10.5. Those wheels are 24/9 wide. And all-in payload is actually decent at 1,552 pounds. But this thing weighs 8,948 pounds on the curb. It can tow up to 10,000 pounds. Gross combined weight rating is 19.7. That is really good. Now, really quickly, I meant to do this in the last video and I completely forgot, so let me show you one last thing. Here's the roof. And I meant to show this to you guys in the last video I did and I completely forgot. Now, it's probably about 88 degrees. We're at 4,300 feet of elevation. You cannot feel any heat through this glass. But I hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. As I said, maybe I'll do a 0 to 60 run in an MPGE test comparing this with the Lightning, and then we'll see which one is the better truck. See you guys soon.